Hello my friends, and welcome to the final week of the March Madness solo print and play. Had a lot of fun doing this. I hope you guys have enjoyed it as well. Next week is the big live finale where we're going to do the final playoff to determine the winner of this March craziness. I am finishing with Rolling Village. Matt's playing this one as well, so go check out his channel. And I'm going to preface this by saying this is my least favorite game of the series so far. It's a dice rolling game, and for me personally, when I play a game that's based on dice, I really like when the designer gives you a way to mitigate bad dice rolls. So if your dice rolls are unlucky, you have something you can fall back on. A reroll ability, change the value of a dice. You have control over another part of the game that the dice don't influence, so that you don't end up with some games that are terrible and you don't feel like there's anything you could have done to change the result. Rolling Village is so swingy, this game. You roll well, you do well, you roll poor, you do poor, and I don't feel like I have enough choices and say in how this game plays out. It's just a little too simple, it's too dice dependent, and I need a little more control, I need more strategy to really get engaged and enjoy a game. So this is not my favorite game, and I'm a little sad to end on this one. I was hoping to go out with a bang. So I just wanted to sort of throw that out there. I normally don't post videos of games I don't like, and so I didn't want to act like, oh hey, this is so much fun, I'm loving it, when I'm not. So I'm just gonna be honest with you. This game, not my favorite. It's too dice dependent, and it doesn't give me enough to do. I want more strategy in my games. But if you're looking for just a quick, don't think about it, roll some dice type of a game, I think this one works. It's just, it could have been more, in my humble opinion. So take that with a grain of salt. So to start, we're going to seed our board with 2 symbols. In row 6, we're going to put a forest, and in row 2, we're going to put a lake. In the beginning, I just like to circle points because, you know, points are always good. And I don't really, oops, that should be a forest. I haven't developed my board enough to really know what my strategy is going to be. And then this one gets the lake. Okay, we'll put this one, there's a 1 down here. All right, and let's start playing. Let's see if the dice are kind tonight. A 2 and a 1. Okay, so we're gonna be scoring row 3. That's great, because I already have 3 points in there. And in the first row, I get to place a forest. Woof. So this is where you sort of begin to see where having some choice would be really helpful. I would love to like develop a little forest, all my forests up here, so I can kind of chain them together. But because of the way the dice fell and I can't manipulate or change them, it really sort of dictates where you have to go. I think maybe when you roll your dice, it tells you what you have to place symbol-wise. It tells you where you have to place them. It also tells you where you have to score. That takes away a lot of choices and strategy from you to have all of those 3 very separate steps of the game locked in without any ability to manipulate or change or sort of, morph the game to your board layout or strategy. It's a very linear game. But, like I said, it's easy, it's quick. You just wipe the board and go again if you get bad dice. So let's see. In row 1, we get to put a forest. So, blah, 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 blah. I guess we'll just take the points. Doesn't really connect with anything, doesn't synergize with anything. But again, yeah, all right. Not the best move, but I'm not exactly sure that there is a better one. In row 2, column 2, I guess we should be calling them, I get to place a house. I don't score any points here, it doesn't synergize with anything here, so there's really no reason to put it here. Again, we're just circling the points. I'm not really building toward anything, but it's still early, so maybe we can make something out of this fiasco. Now we're going to score the row we're told, which is 6, so we're going to take 6 points. All right, let's see if we can get something going here. Ooh, doubles. Okay. Doubles are kind of is another one. I have a little bit of trouble with doubles. I think they're too rewarded. You get too much bonus, I guess is the way to say it, for rolling a double. So when you roll a double, you're allowed to place a square anywhere on the board. And if that square managed to touch 3 different symbols, then you score 10 points. 10 points is a lot, okay? 10 points is a lot in this game. To get rewarded every time you roll a doubles with 10 points, it just feels a little unbalanced, where you can, struggle so hard to get a strategy going and get like 2 points. You get a lucky roll, you get 10. I just think that's a lot of points for doubles. But that's all right. We'll take it. We'll take our square. We know that we will have to, on row 2, we're going to have to place a forest. So anyway, we want to do that. Wow, not really. I really don't. I'm feeling a bit constricted here. Placing a forest here, it doesn't grow. You want to be growing this way to be scoring more points, right? Because we score horizontally, you want to grow vertically. That's how you get sort of your chain reaction. So putting a forest right next to this one doesn't really help. Putting a forest down here again doesn't really help. Putting a forest down here again doesn't really help. It doesn't grow anything. It doesn't chain on anything. So it is what it is. So let's just figure out what we're going to do here. We also have to remember we have to place this square somewhere, and we are scoring row 4. So as far as thinking about this square, I think I'm going to put the square down here, because it opens up 2 places where I could put the forest to sort of lock in that final scoring point. So if I'm going to put my square down here, I don't want to put my forest here. So instead, I think we'll put our forest, oh shoot, I really don't want to put it here. Stick it up here for now. All right. And we know we're going to score row 4. Again, it's not bad, it's 6 points, but sometimes I find, just because how I roll, I get locked into scoring the same row over and over and over again, and it doesn't feel as fresh as it could be. So let's go ahead and do our little lovely, I like to think of them as McDonald's franchise right here. And if we manage to get a forest on either side of there, we will get those juicy 10 points at the end. All right. Okay, 1 and a 6, which means we are now scoring row 6. And on row 1, we got to put a forest. That's great. We'll take that, because we'll be able to sort of lock in our little forest thing we got going on here. So let's do that. Boom. And then on 5, we get to put a house. This one's kind of just, chilling out here by itself. I don't really have anything. We're just going to circle a point for now and see where that takes us. This is our bonus round. So on this round, we get to put a shape anywhere we want and just mark it off. So we only get to do this once. Obviously, we want to cash in on our McDonald's franchise. So we are going to take our forest, boom, stick it here, boom, and that will expand our little green space we have going and allow us to get this free 10-point bonus score at the end. So we are now scoring row 6. Because we've locked our forest in, we're going to get 6 points for that. So 6, 6, 6. Ooh. What does that mean? I wonder what that says about this playthrough. Are we doomed? All right, 6 and a 4. We're down here on row 10. We don't have a lot of action down here, so let's see if we can get some points going. I like this 3 right off the bat, and that would be a house. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. We'll just take this, circle the points. I don't really see anything else we can do. On 4, we're going to be able to add a lake. Again, doesn't really tie into anything, but I'm just going to circle the points. It's kind of a short-term strategy. But you're so constricted with how you can place things that a lot of times trying to build up something bigger is just really hard to do in this game. It's kind of like like in deck builders, like over time your deck gets sort of stronger and more powerful as you weed out the bad and you bring in the good, and you end up with like these really cool combos that you can pull off. That doesn't really happen in this game because you don't have a say in what's coming in and out. And so sometimes you get lucky and you get a combo, and then sometimes your board just looks like you kind of threw darts at it and it doesn't work out as planned. But we'll take row 10 for 5 points and see if we can't somehow string something together down there. All right, okay, again, roll the same thing. We're still stuck down here in row 10, which is, kind of a bummer. So on row 6, we got to put a forest. Doesn't help us for scoring row 10, so we'll just stick it up here in hopes that maybe we get lucky and we get to score it later. In row 5, we get to put a lake. This is a tricky one because, wow, yeah, all right, game. So the strategist in me would love to leave this space to connect these houses, right? So if I roll 8, 9, 10, or 11, I would score both of these houses. But it's really hard to save that for a house because I don't know if I'll ever have the freedom to put one there. Odds are pretty good. The only way I'm going to get a house there is if I just luckily roll it. So that's part of the sort of the feeling of, ooh, I kind of see what would be a really cool strategy. I just don't know how to make it happen. Which I think if you had some dice manipulation, right? If you had something that the dice weren't totally and completely in charge of, I think you would feel a little sneakier and a little like, ooh, yeah, I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that and I'm going to get that. A little more rewarding, I guess, maybe is a good way to put it. So I'm going to skip putting the lake down here. Hold out for maybe I'm going to get lucky and be able to put it somewhere else. Again, I kind of don't want to put the lake here. I'd rather put a forest and connect that, but again, that's just a straight up luck call. How much do I want to ride on luck? Because I'd much rather ride on strategy. So I think we're just gonna do it. I don't want to leave both open to luck, so we'll just take that one and we'll see what that happens there. We're going to score row 10, which is only 5 points. So not too great, but again, I see opportunities for greatness, but I just don't know how to make it happen. If the dice don't behave, row 10 again. Ugh, yeah. It's just really frustrating. That's all I can say. Okay, so in row 6, I get to put a house. So that's great. We got a little lucky there, leaving this little space open. We got these guys connected, which is cool. And then in row 4, we get to put a lake. We've been here before. Row 4. This sounds really familiar. We'll go ahead and stick our lake here. Doesn't help us now. Maybe it'll help us later. So we do get, this is our little square star here, square scoring, so we can either add a house or a lake anywhere we want. So looking down here, if I were to add a house here, that would be a nice little house block. Or I could maybe add a lake here, and this would be a nice little lake block. I think I'm going to go for the house block, just because I think it scores me a couple more points, and beggars can't be choosers. So let's get a little subdivision going on over here and score row 10. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we're just not scoring well. The dice just aren't kind of rolling for us here, which is too bad, but yeah, And again, oh my gosh, game. All right. So good news, let's stay positive. It is a double, which is awesome. So we would love to put this someplace that's gonna trigger that wonderful bonus for us. It's a little harder to do now at this point of the game because we're a little more constricted, and we only have 1 star left. So we have one shot at making this work, and that's it. Otherwise, you know what I'm gonna say, it's just gonna be down to blind stupid luck, which is too bad. But in row 5, let's think this through. In row 5, we're going to put a forest, and again, we're scoring row 10. Yay, row 10. Forest doesn't help us in row 10, so I think maybe we could put it. We could put it up here. Where do I want to put that darn double? So my double choices that I'm seeing them is down here. I could put a double and then maybe score this if I get lucky. I could put it here, maybe score this and get lucky. I could put here, maybe score this and get lucky. So there's no like hard and fast place to put a double. I think down here might be nice because if I do get the 3, that's like a lot of points. So it's all up to luck though. Let's see, let's give ourselves a double here and hope this comes through. We know we're scoring here on 10. We know we have to put a forest. We know it doesn't help our score, so let's stick it. I guess it doesn't make much sense to put it here by itself, so I guess we'll, I'd much rather put a lake on either side of here. Again, you know, it's hard when you see the strategy and you know you can't get to it. I'd much rather put a lake on either side of here because then I could score this 1 point if we ever got there, but that's not gonna happen. Okay, scoring row 10 again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh wait, how did I thought we got 8 last time we scored row 10, didn't we? 5, yeah we did, sorry. Bad counting. 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so we got 8 again. Okay. 10 again. Wow. All right. Oh my gosh. And again, I mean, this is the game. If you roll poorly, you just don't have a good time. And I honestly just don't know what to do with that. I mean, it's to be so simple to fix if you gave me some choice, just any choice, anything, so that I can offset a bad run of luck, a bad run of dice rolls, and this game would be so much more fun. But we were at 10, so we finished row 6. We can't put it in here, so we have to go to the next row, which means on row 5, we get to put a house. Remember, we're scoring row 10, so adding a house here doesn't help us with anything. It doesn't connect to any points or sort of, you know, grow our board. But it is what it is. Okay, row 4, we get to put a lake, which is cool. This one does actually help us. We get to add 1 point here, and we're scoring row 10 again, and we've added 1 point to it, so now we're scoring a 9. All right, last roll. This time we roll a 3. Whoops, that was a 2, right? I'm pretty sure that was a 2. Okay, so we're up here hanging out at the top now. It's our last roll, so we know we want to put, oh shoot, our lake isn't going to work because our last ability was a lake. Oh, we misplayed that. I meant to put this somewhere where the last tie-in should have been a lake. I don't think I have a place where that would have worked. There isn't one. So we aren't going to score that 10 points. That's too bad. I mean, it's too bad, but because I only had a lake left and the way the board had fallen, I don't think I had a choice. So, all right. In row 1, we are allowed to place a forest, which is not what we need, but, you know. And then in row 2, we place a house, which is not what we need, but that's the end of our game. All right, we get to put a forest somewhere. We're going to be scoring on this row. We get to put a lake. I can't tie it to anything. I can't connect it to anything. All I can do is circle a point, and that's the game. Wow, okay. Unlucky dice rolls means, you know, unlucky game, I guess. So 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, we got a 10 there. So that brings us up to a Oh yeah, so we're not going to score that one because we weren't able to complete it. Oh, we were. Sorry, we were. We ended up getting lucky and getting a house there. Sorry, I didn't see that. So we did get that one, which is cool. So we're going to score 20 points just from doubles alone, which is a lot. Let's see. So 27 here, and then we came up with 2 McDonald's franchises. So that's going to be a 20 points here, plus equals a whopping total of, I think if my off-camera math was correct, that is a 73 points, which, you know, is a decent score. It's not bad, not bad. I think, I don't know, we'll have to see how Matt does, if he can beat that one. I just wish, I wish I could get more invested in this game. I wish it was a little more exciting. I wish I had whoops, more choices with the dice. It's just, it's hard to want to, you know, really sort of strategize and think and what do I do, and to play a game without it, it's just it's a light game. Doesn't require a lot of thinking, doesn't require a lot of planning, doesn't require a lot of setup. It's easy to play, easy to go, but I just think it's a little too light for me. I think I like something a little heavier. I like something with just a little more choice in it, a little more agency, maybe might be the way to say it. That's it. Yeah, that's Rolling Village. If you're looking for a light, quick, easy game, I think this is a good one. If you're looking for something a little heavier, I would definitely recommend 30 Rails over this one. I think 30 Rails was a lot more fun. But that is going to end my entries into the March Madness solo play. We'll have to see how my scores stack up with everybody else. See if I managed to eke any points away from that darn Vaselko. And going into the final live play to determine our end of game winners. Catch you next time, guys.